Viv got home today from daycare, and she was, like, holding her stomach. And I was like, oh, my God, you're sick. You're going to be sick. You're going to have some sort of stomach thing. You're going to throw up. But I don't know. Then she ate some food and went to bed totally fine. So I don't think she was actually... I think she was just, like, hungry or something. But the whole time I was definitely like, oh, my God, this is how I get sick for Atlantic City again. Son of a bitch.
And then I'm going to spend 2 days in my Caesar's room again. Howdy, it's Tuesday, August 8th, 2017, and this is episode 53 of Due for a Win, the Atlantic City Casino Biz podcast. I'm Kyle Askin, joined, as always, by Craig Stone. What's good, Craig?
It's good that we are, 2 days away from being in Atlantic City, which is awesome.
It is. I'll be in Atlantic City in about a little more than 36 hours, but not too many more. So,
yeah, I'm closer
I guess
to
we should
40-something hours. Not 48, but 40-something.
47.
Yeah. Nah, like 40. It's 9:30 p.m. on a Tuesday. I'll probably get there 5-ish. So I'm like 44 hours away.
So, anyway, I think we should just jump into it. And
yeah. Everybody needed to know that detail.
You know the exact bus you're going to be on.
Hold on, let me actually calculate the hours, minutes, and seconds.
So, yeah, we're going to be in Atlantic City starting on Thursday, which is, as we said, 2 days away. I guess we can go through some of the stuff that we're going to be doing, because, as always, we're kind of coming in and leaving in waves. So I guess I'll begin. I am leaving here with, our buddy Andy. I think we're going to carpool up at about 8:30 on Thursday morning, so we'll get there a little bit after noon, maybe, like 12:30. We're staying in Tropicana, and kind of the big piece of news is, I know we were talking about it a bit last episode, but I'm definitely only staying one night, so I'm going to be leaving on Friday night, probably around 7 or 8. So I guess that's basically it. I called Trop today and changed my reservation from 2 nights to just 1 night, and there was no problem there.
So you say we're staying at Tropicana.
Me and Andy, yes, not you.
That is actually inaccurate. You are staying at Tropicana. Andy has booked a room at Bally's.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he booked a Dennis Tower room at Bally's just now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so everybody has their own room, which is...
Oh, that's awesome.
That's nice. I mean, I don't the second night, but whatever, that's fine.
That sounds great.
Yeah, so Andy was like, should I just book this? And I was like, is it worth $32 to have your own room? If yes, then yes. So, yeah, he's staying at Bally's. So he suggested, you can probably also get a comp room at Bally's.
Why would I?
Because then we're all in the same place, Kyle.
Tropicana is A, cheaper, B, I mean, I assume a North Tower room is probably going to be nicer than anything in Bally's.
Yes, it is definitely nicer than anything you will get at Bally's.
So, I feel like I'm making the correct choice. Although, I don't know if you saw the kind of breaking news before you logged on tonight.
I did not.
Someone was apparently just found dead, or 2 people maybe, in some room in Trop. So,
ooh, that's not good.
Yeah, maybe I should look into changing.
Yeah, so...
or Matt. So no details are out or anything about it yet. But,
you should probably check and see what your Bally's rates are like. Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, I'll take my chances.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to happen at any hotel that has 2,500 rooms in it.
Right.
Eventually.
Yeah.
I mean, Revel was only open for whatever,
especially
2 years, and somebody died in it.
Partying and drugs and,
Right.
So is that the big piece of news anyway that you were going to spring on me at the trip planning?
Yeah. So Andy has his own room. So my timeline is I've been cleared to leave work early. So I guess that's the other big piece of news, because I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to get out early or if I was going to go and get stuck in New York City rush hour traffic trying to leave on the bus, the finest form of transportation that you can take to Atlantic City. So I'm probably going to shoot for the 2:30 bus to Bally's that gets there at 4:55 p.m. So I figure, before 5, that's pretty good. And then I am staying through Saturday, so I'm there. I'm at Caesars all the way through until Saturday morning, but I'm just going to get up and go on Saturday. Like, I'll probably try to get a bus in the, 9:30 range. I probably won't even bother to get breakfast or anything, because that's how I roll. And knowing me, I will probably not be feeling up for having breakfast on Saturday morning.
That sounds like a certainty. So the real question is, are you really going to get on the 2:30 bus?
As opposed to what?
I don't know. Something
Later? Why wouldn't I?
I thought you had some meetings or something that you...
Oh, no. That was put into my boss put that meeting into the calendar wrong.
Oh.
So that meeting is actually Wednesday. I was like, I don't think I would have agreed to a meeting at 2:00 on Thursday with Atlantic City looming. And that is accurate. It was actually a Wednesday meeting, and she just put it in the calendar wrong. So yeah, that's tomorrow. No meetings on Thursday. So I'm going to leave early. It's possible I'll try to get a 2:00 to Resorts, but that doesn't seem to make any sense, because then I'd just be going and getting free play at some place that I'm not going to play much more than that, which I've done to Resorts before. They wouldn't be surprised at all. They'd be like, oh, it's this asshole again.
So as a man who kind of newly cares a bit more about my ADT, especially since I'm making fewer trips, where are we gambling?
That's a good question.
Because I assume I will gamble somewhere on Thursday and somewhere on Friday, and it'll probably be two different places.
Really? Are you trying to consolidate, or are you trying to say I'm only going to gamble one place on Thursday and one place on Friday? You're done with your casino hopping ways?
No, I mean, I'm not done, but I mean, I'd like to, if possible, that would be preferred, I think.
Okay. So here's where...
And I'd like one of those days to be Tropicana.
Yeah, that'd probably be smart. So here is my argument for what we talked about last episode, which is building itineraries and planning. Not necessarily planning in detail, but I have the idea that we should basically go straight from when I get there off the bus to Borrow Lawn for happy hour.
It was good. I would be down for that.
So then we're at Trop, right?
Incredibly cheap.
Yeah, so, and you're going to beat me there, so there's no reason for you to be...
Except that, of course, you're going to be arriving at 9 p.m., so it'll be after happy hour. But other than that...
That would be suboptimal. I mean, that to me sounds good. Just basically going straight to Borrow Lawn for happy hour. And the other suggestion I had is hang out at Trop for a while and then go to a late dinner at Tony's Baltimore Grill.
You need to go back?
Yes, I need to go back. That's been established.
But only after heavy drinking.
Sure. I thought that was also established.
Yeah.
Okay, as long as we're on the same page.
I'm down for that. That's fine.
So and I'm getting there later than you, and you're staying at Trop.
Mm-hmm.
So it would make sense for you guys to just be gambling at Trop.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you should do Thursday at Trop.
Thursday's a Trop day, and then Friday we can go up to Caesar's Bally's.
Yeah, and then Andy can get in his play at Bally's.
Yeah, it works.
And by Bally's, I mean Wild Wild West.
Yeah, not Park Place.
No. Yeah, I think that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else about... I mean, that's the timing. Are we trying to do a meetup on 2 days' notice? I think that sounds like a good idea. I don't know. I don't see any way that this goes south.
Probably not. I mean, I know listener/friend of the show, Eric, is going to be there. I'm sure we'll hang out with him. But, I mean, if you're going to be in town, definitely let us know. We'll hang out with you. I mean, if you want to come to dinner with us or come to happy hour with us at Borrow Lawn at 4:00 or whatever, feel free to reach out to us on Twitter. And when I say us, I mean Craig, of course. And we'd be happy to do that. But I don't know. I don't see any reason to try to have a meetup on 2 days' notice.
Yeah, so what my thought was, we could just say, okay, we're definitely doing this at X time. So, people don't have to worry about following the Twitter and, e-stalking us. And if people are in town, they can come. If not, it'll just be me, you, our friends, and Eric, and that's fine, too. I certainly don't expect, 10 people to show up. But so we could say, meet us at Borrow Lawn at, whatever, 6:00. I actually had the idea that we could tell people to meet us at Little Water Distillery at 4:00 on Friday. But that seems like a really bad idea if you are driving back on Friday
Yeah,
night.
I'm not. I don't think I'm going to go to Little Water, especially on Friday. If there was a tour on Thursday, I'd consider it. But yeah, I think going to a distillery immediately before driving sounds like not the recipe for success.
Yeah, so I want to do Little Water, and it is open
should do it.
on Friday at 4. The thing that throws me is like, do I really want to start my sort of afternoon evening?
Well, why
with
don't you go
hard
at
liquor?
6 or 7 when
could.
Andy and I are getting ready to leave?
I could, but we'll probably be eating dinner then.
Tucker will go with you. Yeah, that's true. So is the last tour at 8 or does it close at 8?
I think I think it's like a tasting room, closes at 8.
Sucks.
Yeah, I think 4 or 5 makes more sense, but we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys are out, so
I wouldn't. I mean, Andy can do it. He's not driving. But
that's true. But he's told me
probably.
he has no interest because he's not into
he doesn't really
spirits.
Yeah,
which is fine. I mean, I'd also like I've had their rum. Their dark rum is not out yet. They have a vodka, but I'm not really a vodka guy. So I'd really rather wait for dark rum and bourbon, which they've barreled. But as we've established, we're never going to Atlantic City again after this trip, so...
I'm not. Certainly can.
Yeah, I hope to get in another trip in 2017. So, do you think we should set a place right now and say, meet us at Bar-O-Lan at 6? Or do you not even want to do that?
Or Tony's at 10 or something?
10, yeah.
9. Whatever. No, I don't think so.
You don't want to do that?
No.
Okay, so just follow our Twitter.
Yeah.
If we have a change of heart, I'll post it in the show notes and you'll see it there. But I would just say follow the Twitter. It's probably too complicated. Because, like, my arrival and everything, it's complex. Too many moving parts.
So, what else do you have planned?
So, anything... I mean, we talked about Bar-O-Lan, Tony's Baltimore Grill. I wouldn't mind going to Piccalilli at some point on Friday, like trying to go for lunch or like get some wings. Irish pub we've talked about forever, but probably not going to happen on this trip because I don't think we'll go Thursday and you're not going to go. There's no point in you going on Friday.
I mean, I could have a beer on Friday, but...
I don't think that's what you do at a place like Irish pub or Piccalilli.
I mean, I've been to Piccalilli. I had a beer. It was fine.
Right. Yeah, I want to try the wings.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, some other things I want to do. I want to walk down and see Taj as they do stuff. I don't think it's going to be all that exciting. I want to walk out onto the Steel Pier, which I've said last time I didn't do it. But we mentioned Steel Pier Pub last episode, and actually the title of the episode was Divey and Awesome, which was our description, sight unseen, of Steel Pier Pub. Justin in the Facebook group said that is not an accurate description. It's just kind of a place that happens to have beer. It's just a room that happens to have beer, and
right.
You can bring in your, fried Oreos and stuff like that. So probably not that great. I probably don't need to get a drink there. Steel Pier did post, well, they didn't post. I think it's the guy who runs the Steel Pier. Posted a video on Facebook of the observation wheel all lit up and construction mostly completed and doing its little light show thing. So that'll be cool to see. It's not actually open yet. Won't open until mid-August, but I guess we're inching toward that, right? We're going to be there on the 10th, but I don't think it's open yet. Pier AC, Kyle. We can go see Pier AC. It had its grand opening on August 4th. And we can go get drinks and do whatever there is to do at Pier AC. Apparently there might be a hot dog stand at some point. So
absolutely not.
Yeah. I would walk by it. I would look at it I'd give it the side eye and be like, it's that place. Yeah, right now it seems like it's just a bar and some seating, like some couches and umbrellas and stuff. So that's not too exciting.
Yeah, no, I have no interest in going.
Any restaurants that you have in mind that you wanted to try to do on this trip? No?
Nope.
No Iron Room or anything like that? Wow.
Nope.
I think we've established
It's my last trip, man. I don't really care about restaurants. Got to get back to basics.
basics, sir. Sitting at the Pai Gow tiles
Gambling.
table.
Yeah.
How long do you think your longest Pai Gow tile session will be this trip?
I don't know. It varies. I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, it's Andy and Dave aren't going to play tiles with us, so
That's true. So you'll have to limit it to like,
not
6
that
hours
long,
or
probably. Yeah. I mean, it's not like I don't have 3 casinos right next to me either. So
yeah, that's not the same.
it's not certainly not the same. But
So you're in Trop, Andy's in Bally's, I'm in Caesars. Dave will be joining me in Caesars on Friday. Do you think that there's any chance we actually make it to the marina to Golden Nugget or Borgata?
I mean, what do you want to do in the marina?
I want to go to the race book at Borgata.
Why don't you just do that Friday night or Saturday
I'm
morning?
joking because I'm not going to do that.
Oh.
Because I know you always ridicule me for that.
I still don't understand why you want to go to the race book so much. Just go to the horse track.
There's no horse track around here. I mean, there is, but I don't want to go out there. So to the Meadowlands, it's a pain.
I don't get it.
Yeah, I mean, I liked B-Bar a lot, and I liked Gardner's Basin a lot, which isn't really the marina. But I can't see us doing either of those things this trip.
It's not even really closer to the marina than it is the boardwalk, I think. If you're like somewhere like resorts, it's probably closer to resorts than it is to Borgata.
Right, yes. If you're at Revel, it's way closer, but that's not.
Yeah. If you're at Trop, maybe not, but
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think we're probably, I mean, especially with you only there one night, we're probably going to stick mostly to Boardwalk. It's summer. That's where all the action is.
I'd prefer to, I mean, Boardwalk's just better.
Yeah, sure. Especially in the summer.
Yep.
I
don't know. Anything else to talk about our trip?
No. I mean, I'm interested to see some of the stuff that's going on with this bungalow beer garden that we haven't heard anything about. See if anything's happening with Taj exterior. I know they started, but I don't think there's much noticeable. Are you going to go to the Trump Taj sale? I've heard they're slashing prices.
No.
You don't want some chairs?
Do you want a $40,000 chandelier?
I mean, I want it. I don't have the money or anywhere to put it.
They're big.
Large. They're extra large. No, I don't even have any interest in like wandering through it. Like, I feel like that's something I should be interested in, but I don't even remember what the stuff in the Taj looked like. You know, if like Atlantic Club had this sort of sale, sure, yeah, I spent a lot of time there. I would want to see all the stuff. I would want to buy everything from the Dizzy Dolphin. But Taj, we never spent any time there, so I have no nostalgia for their casino chairs and whatever else.
Nope.
So just follow us on Twitter. We'll post where we are, and you can find us and meet up with us if you're going to be in town Thursday or Friday. Expect, if you would like to get appetizers or drinks with us, that we will be at Bar Olan at Tropicana, probably in the 5:30, 6:30 range on Thursday night. So that's probably your best bet. As far as just something a little bit, I won't say concrete, but highly likely. But in general, just follow the Twitter, and we'll talk about where we're going and where you can find us. Nobody's ever actually done that, you know? Like, nobody's ever been like, oh, hey, I saw on Twitter that you're at Harrah's, like, and I'm here. Only the planned stuff has anybody come up to us and met with us. So if you want to be the first person who's ever actually followed us on Twitter and met up with us, now's your chance.
It's your opportunity.
It is your opportunity. To
go down and do for a win lore.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's reason enough to do it. I can't say there's any benefits or anything.
No.
Just pride.
Yep.
Or shame, depending on how you feel about it.
A little of both. So, I guess sometime last week, there were a bunch of rumors started up that the Revel was going to be sold and reopened as a casino. It seems like they've petered out a little bit. So why don't you talk a bit about what happened?
Yeah, Roger Gross, I think I'm pronouncing that right, from Global Gaming Business, posted on his Twitter account that a Revel sale, he had multiple sources confirming that Revel had been sold and will reopen, and that Mark Giuliano, who used to be the general manager of Revel, and I think was now just actually left Sands, Pennsylvania, was going to return as the general manager. And I was actually on vacation when this happened, and Dave texted me, and I was like, oh my God, it's really happening, and I got all excited, and then started reading through Twitter a little bit and saw that, you know, Straub was denying it, and then Nicholas Huba from Press of Atlantic City said basically nothing's done right now, like no deal is actually done. So his follow-up on it, I think, I don't know if it was a little later in the day or the next day, was, as of now, my sources have said no deal is done and it could break down at any moment because of how Straub is. So that sounds right. It does sound like something is in the works, though. Like, it sounds like it's not done, but that something could be happening. So that's very exciting. We obviously have no idea who the buyer is, if it's related to the private equity firm that made the $220 million offer that we talked about last episode. That is all unclear, but it seems like things are moving toward a Revel sale. So what do you think? Anything to add?
No, I mean, I don't have any specific insight into this, not having sources or anything like that. But I think we can all agree that we're hopeful that something happens. And I think, so a big kind of hubbub that came up in our Facebook group that was a pretty interesting conversation was about what is going to happen to Atlantic City when both Revel and Hard Rock open, which it's only a matter of time, I think. And like how that's going to affect the other casinos. And it was also partially something they talked about on the last Atlantic City story, that, you know, obviously there's people who think that the closing of, or the casinos that closed were kind of necessary to make Atlantic City start to become healthy again. And throwing two big casinos back onto the market, like what do you think that's going to do to the existing casinos?
Yeah, I think it's a lot. I mean, I think Hard Rock is a big enough brand that is different enough from what's in Atlantic City that it could bring new people, especially if they bring a lot of non-gaming entertainment, which they certainly have said they want to do and plan to do. Revel, I think, is a tougher proposition. And we saw the first time that they opened, they just tried to go after the market that was existing, failed miserably.
What market? Yeah. What market exactly did they try to go after? Because as far as I could tell, they tried to go after no market.
Yeah, they really didn't market
other
at
than
all.
People who hated casinos.
I mean, they did a little bit later. Like, they did a little bit of, like, you know, you can't lose kind of stuff. Yeah, they did very little marketing, which is just disappointing. But I think even, you know, they don't have an established brand. I guess we don't know who's going to buy it, but I'm assuming it's not some big player that exists. Although certainly random people on Twitter have thrown out like, oh, MGM, it's, you know, it would make so much sense for MGM.
No, it would make no sense for MGM.
Yeah, I really think it makes very little sense unless...
If they didn't own Borgata, it could make some sense, but the market's just not big enough for MGM for it to be sensible for them to come in and buy this other property that would really only be competing with themselves, honestly, in a lot of ways, especially if it had kind of the MGM brand behind it and they could do some of the things that needed to be done the first time, frankly. I mean, because I think we both agree that the property is second to none, or second maybe only to Borgata in Atlantic City, so...
Yeah. So a few episodes ago of the Atlantic City Story podcast, which is the Press of Atlantic City's podcast, they talked about how the $220 million offer being leaked and being pushed through the media could be a way of sort of trying to show Glenn Straub that the people are really against him and want him to sell. And part of me also thinks that this sale rumor could be the same thing. Like, it could be either that same company or someone else, depending on, obviously, whether it is the same company or someone else, pushing this and saying, look at this. Like, look how much people want this to happen and really trying to force his hand. But I don't know. It does seem like it's actually something that's being negotiated, and this is not just some sort of bullying tactic. But I guess we'll find out, hopefully, before too long. And I don't know. Hopefully Revel will open with some competent management.
And just given everything that's happened and all the stuff with the arena in Miami, I mean, there is no precedent to make anyone believe that you can bully Glenn Straub by saying something he's doing is unpopular into doing something, right?
Right.
I mean,
yeah,
it doesn't seem like a good plan.
No.
I mean, like Bart Blatstein, maybe, but not Glenn Straub.
No, he'd knock it down out of spite.
Zero craps given.
Yeah.
Yeah, just tear it to the ground.
Yep, absolutely.
You didn't answer my question, though.
What question?
So how are these two properties coming on the market going to affect everyone else?
I mean, I think Hard Rock could certainly grow the market just because they've got, talk of big acts, entertainment more than 2 nights a week. I think they have a brand that plays beyond Atlantic City, certainly, obviously, because they have a brand that is present all over the world and a casino brand that is very successful mostly in the Southeast, I think. But I don't know. Revel I'm a little more nervous about. But I do think sort of if Hard Rock comes in and is really successful and they're bringing in a bunch of people 5, 6, 7 nights a week, that's going to be good for everybody. So, maybe another casino on top of that could sort of ride that wave and just the general sort of wave of positivity. But I expect, we're at 7 casinos now. I expect 8 is fine. I'm a little worried about 9. But I guess we'll see where it goes.
Yeah, so there was a bunch of discussion about, which casino you think it'll hurt the most. And, some people were saying Bally's, some people were saying resorts. And, how I feel about Bally's and how I think it's certainly going to be the next casino that closes. If there is another casino that closes. Resorts kept being bandied about. I'm of the opinion, as were a couple other people in the Facebook group, that this will actually help resorts bringing these 2 casinos up and running up in their neighborhood. Right now they're on an island, essentially, with nothing else around them. So I think it'll be not bad for resorts. Yeah, but I think it's going to be definitely not great for the other casinos, but all indications are saying that the CET properties are the ones that are doing the worst right now, and I think it'll continue to be that way.
Yeah, it makes sense. Like, they're the ones who... I think Harris is going to be fine, obviously, but certainly Caesars and Bally's, I think, are the ones that stand to lose out in this because they, like we talked about last episode, like, they are not putting the money into getting better, and when Hard Rock opens and has done $500 million renovations and has all these cool new things to offer, and Revel opens and is, the newest construction in Atlantic City still, and, hopefully is run competently and has a very nice casino and a beautiful building to offer. Like, Caesars and Bally's are kind of lagging way behind, and you've got a bunch of other competition on the boardwalk. But, the counterpoint to that is that Caesars has a huge, huge, huge gambler base in their total rewards system. So, we've been in the total rewards ecosystem forever. We've talked about how hard it is to pry ourselves away from it, but I don't know. I think that they'd probably get hurt. So, riddle me this then, Craig. So, I'll pitch you an idea, and you can tell me what you think about it. So, I think that Hard Rock is going to be like a very nice kind of top of the line casino. And I think Revel already is that. It just needs competent management, essentially. So what if I were to kind of claim that I believe that this could actually hurt Borgata the most, as if they're not going to clearly be the nicest casino in Atlantic City anymore, when there's going to be a couple of contenders that can say that they may be with a straight face, which there isn't anyone now. That is entirely possible, and I actually would have made that argument about Revel when it first opened, like saying, "Oh, they're really gonna go after Borgata," and then, like you said, they kind of went after nobody. So I don't think that really happened, but yeah, I could definitely see that. I don't know how much the overlap is with Borgata and Hard Rock, but maybe I'm just not seeing that. I mean, certainly there's a bunch of people who go to Borgata for Premier Nightclub. But I don't know if Hard Rock's really going to be like the nightclub crowd. I guess Borg has a huge...
Borg isn't, really.
It has a huge entertainment calendar.
I don't think Borg is the nightclub crowd at all, really.
They get a decent...
I mean, certainly people go to nightclubs there, but I think if you're just a nightclub person, Trop or Golden Nugget is...
Right. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I think you have a point. I think Borg is probably so entrenched that it's a little bit immune. I mean, not totally immune, but not going to get really hit hard. What could cause that to happen is if people are really frustrated with the MGM thing. Like if they have a bunch of people who've been loyal to Borg for a really long time who, you know, the timing is bad in terms of they feel like they're frustrated with some issues at MGM, or, you know, some people have had problems with the transfer of accounts and feeling like they're not getting accurately rated or not getting their comps. Like I've seen that in the Everything AC Casinos group mentioned by multiple people. You know, if that happens to enough people and enough people are ready to try somewhere else and you've got 2 casinos opening, like that could be a real problem. But to me, I think, you know, MGM Borg for the most part has treated its customers pretty well. So I don't think there's too much like clamoring to get out of there and find a new place.
Maybe. I mean, I think it's possible that a lot of the people that go to Borg just want to go to the nicest place in Atlantic City, and I think it's possible that there will be a couple other casinos soon that may be able to say that.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people who go to Borg just want to go to Borg. But you're right. Like, my brother wants to go to the nicest place. Like, he wants to go to the fanciest place with the best service and the best restaurants. And if that becomes Revel...
Right.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, it's just, I don't necessarily think that's going to happen. I just think it's an interesting possibility.
Right. I mean, Revel is certainly a more jaw-dropping property, like the public spaces, the big outdoor space where you can just lounge out at a fire pit and stare at the ocean and all that stuff.
The escalator of death.
Yeah, I mean, but all that stuff is you don't get that anywhere at Borg. I mean, maybe like up in the Water Club Spa, right in those windows that overlook the city, but
you just don't get the escalator of death anywhere in Atlantic City.
Right, yeah. Not even at Revel right now.
You could say that escalator in Park Place, like it's similar maybe.
Yeah, but there's like it's
railing.
There's stuff on the side. If you jumped over the railing, you'd be standing in like some sort of weird watery flower thing. Should we move on?
Yeah, I think it's time to move on. Enough Rebels out.
Let's talk some nerd stuff.
Yeah, go ahead.
So we've talked a lot about AC Fan Expo and the status with them being closed and now suing Showboat. And it turns out that Showboat is actually getting another comic convention, which seems very strange. So Garden State Comic Fest tweeted sometime about 2 weeks ago, that they will be coming to Showboat April 7th to 8th, 2018. So their tweet was that the Showboat's no longer a casino and has transformed their space into an amazing exhibition space. I think there are some people who would question that assessment. At about 120,000 square feet, Garden State Comic Fest is taking it over. So for 2 days, April 7th to 8th. They've run, this is totally unrelated to AC Fan Expo. They've run 5 shows so far. Typically, I think they're held in Morristown, New Jersey, which is more north, in the summer. So this is an additional thing. It does not affect the Morristown show. They also run a cosplay collectible con in the winter in Morristown. I think their Comic Con this past year, they were hoping for something like 10,000 attendees. Last year, I think it was more like 7,000. So I don't know. Is that number big enough? If they can attract something similar to that in Atlantic City, is that big enough to make it worth Showboat's while, or do they need to really draw a bigger number? And
I mean, what do you mean worth Showboat's while? That property's doing nothing.
that's a good point. If they get
Anything is worth their while.
well, I don't know. Maybe not AC Fan Expo, as it turns out, depending on what went down there. I mean, the bigger thing, obviously, is like, why are they going back to this well? Like, why is Showboat? I don't know. It's very strange. I mean, there's so many directions that this could go. Like, is this related to AC Fan Expo closing? Like, did they make this deal before AC Fan Expo left, and that's part of the grievance? Is it that Blatstein got this other partner on board when he saw that ACFX wasn't doing great and said, let's change tracks and go this direction? Is it totally unrelated and it happened later? I mean, that's probably the most likely if you want to go Occam's razor, right? AC Fan Expo left. They had the space.
Normally, I love the Occam's razor, but I think in this case, it is possible that this something as part of this could have premeditated the downfall of ACFX. But yeah, I'm not really sure. And of course, we don't know. So it's hard to say. I mean, it's certainly possible that, whatever con guy runs these cons kind of walked through ACFX and just saw a lot of potential in the property and told Bart Blatstein he had to do a convention there. And
yeah, Bart
Blatstein kicked out ACFX and it's like, let's do this other convention. And he's hoping just to get other conventions there, which seems like a dubious plan given that there is already a convention center in Atlantic City, but
2 of them even.
Right, that already do like similar festivals to this. But what do I know?
Yeah. Not the inner workings, that's for sure. Like, we definitely don't know
Not
what happened.
The inner workings of Bart Blatstein's mind, that is for sure.
But it's fun to speculate, and that's what we're here to do. The other thing is that the National Sports Collectors Convention, which was in Atlantic City in 2016, I think, is coming back in 2020. They've announced their dates for the next 3 years, 2018, 19, 20. So coming back to Atlantic City, I think the funny thing is I think they were actually looking at Baltimore, but the dates didn't work, which is the one I've been to. But it's cool that it's coming to Atlantic City. It seems like the general feeling from the vendors about that was pretty positive. So I don't know. I would be shocked if I make it to this thing just because I don't do much in the sports collecting world anymore. But good to see a big convention like that doing a return trip. Anything to add to that?
No, it's good. Good for Atlantic City. I mean, something totally unrelated, but Beckett has been. I'm marginally related to kind of similar collectibles, and one of the things that I look at a lot with Beckett is they have a grading service. Them and PSA are the two big ones in the card industry, and Beckett's been ramping up their prices like crazy and lowering and increasing the turnaround time. So everyone is super pissed off at them.
That sucks.
Yeah, they're the ones who run the national. So
Beckett does? I thought it was TriStar.
Oh, is it TriStar? Is it not Beckett?
I think it is. I mean, Beckett, they're such a big player in the industry that I think they're sort of involved, but I think it's...
I'm sorry.
I want to say it's TriStar, but...
All right. I'm sure you're right and I'm wrong. So anyway, let's move on.
I mean, TriStar is like a huge player in card shows and conventions and all that junk. So, yeah, moving on. You want to talk about fights, boxing in Atlantic City?
Yeah, I mean, I can say it. So I don't
if
know.
This counts. Yeah.
I think you should say it. So I have a retort.
So Resorts tweeted out, I think today, that they are going to show the Mayweather-McGregor fight in their ballroom, and you can pay to watch it. And there are tickets on Ticketmaster right now for $49 a person to watch this pay-per-view event. Do you have any interest in paying $49 to watch this on a big screen?
No.
$49 feels like a lot.
I don't think so. I think it's probably pretty normal, especially for a fight of this magnitude. I'm sure. What do you think the pay-per-view is? Like
I have,
80?
I have no idea. Yeah, probably in the 80 range.
Maybe 100? It's going to be somewhere around there. It's going to either be like 80 or 100, I would guess. So, no, I don't think it's particularly strange or weird, but I have no desire in A, going to like a big ballroom to watch this. I'd rather watch it at someone's house, and B, I have no desire in this fight in general. It's a stupid fight. So
I mean, I like the novelty of it. I like that it's getting a lot of attention. It's going to be a terrible fight. Because, one, McGregor's not a boxer. And
only
two,
one person is a boxer out of those two.
Yeah, and he is the most boring boxer in the world. So if you want to watch exciting boxing...
That's not true. He gets a bad rap. He's not that boring. I will defend Floyd Mayweather.
I will not.
He'll put him away for sure. It will not go the distance.
Yeah, I think...
No way.
I mean, I think McGregor... I don't want to say he could make it interesting, but
no,
he could stand in there and take a bunch of punches and lose every single round, but make it go longer than you'd think. That's possible. Just stand in there taking a beating.
I mean, look, anything can happen. Of course, it's a combat sport. Who knows? I mean, they can. Any sport where you can just win at any point during the contest, of course, anything can happen. But yeah, I don't see the allure of this fight in particular.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people do. It'll be interesting to see if this thing gets, filled up at resorts.
It seems like this is going to break all the records and stuff. I mean, it seems like the buzz is definitely palpable about it. But
oh yeah, and it's definitely like beyond boxing and even UFC fans. Like everybody's talking about this thing.
I mean, believe me, I was super hyped, even though it was like, 5 years too late. I was super hyped for Mayweather Pacquiao, but that was a real fight, between two boxers, albeit two kind of slightly over the hill boxers. But this is not that.
Yeah, but I mean, you see that fairly regularly. It feels like where two people who everybody's really excited to see fight each other finally do fight each other, and it's like, well, this should have happened years ago. Like even Canelo Golovkin should have happened at least a year ago.
Yeah. I mean, it's a hard sell.
Yeah,
Triple G doesn't really sell tickets or anything, so there's not that much of a reason for someone like Canelo to want to fight him.
That's a good point. Someone who's good and also doesn't sell tickets.
Yeah,
that's a bad combo.
Yeah.
So moving on from I've exhausted my limited knowledge of boxing. So anything beyond this will be me talking out of my ass. So do you want to talk about new boardwalk that I think goes all the way to Gardner's Basin, right?
I don't know if it goes all the way. I know there's like some parks and stuff in the way, like kind of
parks ruining it
up near Maine, or up kind of halfway up the inlet. But yeah, they opened up the bit of the boardwalk that was closed when I tried to walk up it, and I believe last winter. So they finally opened it up on July 27th. I don't think there's really too much to say. This is the chunk just northeast of Revel is where it was closed. I believe it was like the next street past Revel is where it was closed. So I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's no one up there because there's nothing up there right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think
empty field.
And this was a section that was sort of in disrepair, and then Superstorm Sandy came along and put it into extra disrepair. And that's where like CNN and everybody did all their video look at
Atlantic City's boardwalk destroyed.
Atlantic City entirely destroyed, and like in reality the casinos were closed for a few hours and the boardwalk was mostly fine, the boardwalk that anyone actually uses. But yeah, I mean, it would be cool if this thing actually does eventually get extended to Gardner's Basin, gives you sort of a path to that, especially if stuff crops up around it. My enjoyment of the boardwalk is very much of the fried Oreo and pizza slice variety. So, just walking beyond that, like walking past Trop doesn't interest me too much. Going that direction and walking past, well, I'll say Revel, but really now resorts. Or Steel Pier doesn't hold that much attraction to me in the other direction, but I think for other people it'll be nice. Runners, bikers, people out for a nice evening summer stroll.
Well, it will be nice. I mean, like I said, I certainly have tried to walk up it in the past and was bummed when it was closed, and then had to trek through I don't even know what to call that area of Atlantic City, just desolate. I mean, it wasn't a bad area; it was just empty, totally empty.
I believe CRDA calls it the Sadness District.
Yeah,
that's the official term.
Was that on the planning document?
Yeah. It's like we've renamed this. There were all these competing districts, so you couldn't build anything here. So we've just renamed it the Sadness District.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's official.
All right.
It's official stuff. I think I read about it on Route 40 about the Sadness District. Taking this joke way too far.
All right, take the next story.
Sure. I don't have much to say about this other than that the state has settled all of the tax appeals that were outstanding from casinos who were fighting against their assessments from back when the assessments were still way too high and casino revenues were way down. So the big name in that, of course, is Carl Icahn, who was fighting his assessments, and so he was owed a bunch of money. The state had received $80 million in bond money, so of course, they're sort of kicking the can down the road a little bit or whatever, right? Like, they've spread out what they owe now, because now it's owed in bond money, but they don't have the imminent bankruptcy threat. I guess the state never really had a bankruptcy threat because it's the state. But they have this sort of cleared out for Atlantic City. AC no longer has to worry about this. Has to be a very good thing for the future administration, whoever the mayor is, assuming that the future governor of New Jersey pulls out of the state takeover, which it seems like whoever it is, they will. Yeah. Any thoughts on this happening? Good stuff.
Good stuff. I mean, it's nice just not to have that over their head, though. I guess they have bond payments to make now over their head instead. But yeah, it's not quite as imminent, like you said.
It's funny that the state takeover got fought tooth and nail, and I mean, we certainly didn't talk favorably about it as it was happening, but it almost seems like at least non-resident attitude toward it has become maybe not positive, but
I'll say positive. I think it seems like for the people who aren't the residents, for the people who aren't potentially having their voting rights infringed upon or whatever,
totally disenfranchised.
I mean, yeah, it seems like people were pretty enthusiastic, but I mean, of course they were, right? Because, when the city was running it, there was a possibility of bankruptcy. Like, with the state in charge, like, they're not going to declare bankruptcy. So that in and of itself makes the businesses, especially the ones who are owed money, happy.
Yeah, but I think there were people who said, like, well, bankruptcy is a legitimate option. That's not necessarily the worst thing. Like, that argument was made.
But those people weren't the business owners who were owed money.
Right.
They weren't MGM or Carl Icahn or...
So I'm saying even people like us who are travelers to Atlantic City, like, I didn't like the takeover just because I think people deserve their sovereignty. But it is interesting that you've seen all this development, and obviously some of it is Chris Christie claiming credit for a lot of stuff that was in the works even before this, but apparently Hard Rock, like, very legitimately said it made a big difference, and other investors probably the same thing, and it seems like the businesses are pretty happy with it. And so for all our, upbeat notes about, oh yeah, Hard Rock's happening and there's all this other investment, like, maybe we need to begrudgingly say, like, yeah, maybe the state takeover is going to be a good thing in the long term.
I don't think so, though. I mean, I think that, of course, like any business, when you have the choice, when you have a potential choice in who the counterparty is. Like, you want to choose the person that gives you the least counterparty risk. And of course, the state of New Jersey has like far lower counterparty risk than the city of Atlantic City does, especially when the city of Atlantic City was in kind of dire financial straits. I mean, which they still are to some extent, but it's certainly not as bad as it was 3 years ago. I mean, I don't know. I guess I just kind of find it self-evident that, of course, businesses prefer the state. And I think that's something we always should have assumed.
But I don't know that we did. Like, I don't know that people necessarily... I think we assumed that businesses would prefer it, but I don't think we assumed that it would actually have the impact of really creating investment in the city. Like, I would have been incredibly skeptical that, the state's taking over and bankruptcy is not a risk. Like, let's put $500 million into the Taj.
Well,
I would have thought that's impossible.
Here's the truth of the matter, though, right? Do we know that for a fact? I mean, they can come out and say that like, yeah, if the city was still running it, like, maybe we wouldn't have done this deal, but like, does that make it true?
Yeah, no.
I mean, look, is it possible? Like, yeah, it's possible that it helped, that it made Hard Rock really want to press for a deal, but it's not like they paid a ton of money anyway for the Taj, and I think it's likely that, assuming things weren't like totally horrendous, like there wasn't a really messy bankruptcy that really did affect tourism, which I think was a possibility that could have happened. Like, it may have happened either way.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, like, here's the other thing, right? Like, so like the negative effects to the state, like, perhaps some slight decrease in like all of the state's credit ratings, like that's not necessarily something that you would perceive, but it is something that does affect the state's finances kind of down the road.
Sure. Yeah. Got to give higher rates on bonds and all that stuff.
I mean, so it's not something that necessarily matters unless it does, basically. I don't know. It's like when we had TARP or whatever. It's like, yeah, it's fine. The federal government can, of course, like, pay all this money because they're the federal government, but they can until they can't, and there are going to be other effects down the road, but they're just not going to be as visible as all of our banks failing.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm just saying that some of the effects, like, they're just, the negative effects aren't as visible as like the positive effect. And then like some of the other negative effects are like, what is the worth of having a populace who can choose their leadership, basically their government? Like, I don't know, that's hard to define, but it's worth something.
Sure.
I don't know. Okay. I have nothing else to say.
Yeah, so I'm sure anybody who is local to Atlantic City right now is like hating my guts. So let me just say, I'm not saying that I think that it's this great thing that's happened and it's really been the catalyst for the change, but I think I only saw the negatives when it happened, and now I have to like begrudgingly admit, like, okay, there are some things that it's spurring along that are maybe not, or maybe things that I actually want to happen. Whether that's a net positive or a net negative in 20 years from now remains to be seen.
Yeah. I mean, it probably won't be seen, honestly. I mean, it's one of the things people will argue about forever. One side will say that the state turned the city around, and the other side will say that the city was already beginning to turn around, or, whatever.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So if you're really interested in joining us and having a feisty debate about visible consequences and invisible consequences and stuff, you should try to come out to Atlantic City on Thursday or Friday.
Yeah, we can continue this brilliant discussion then.
We can have a few beers and yell at each other some more, and it would be great.
So I don't know, have we ever in our meetups actually talked about like legit Atlantic City news, as opposed to just like, hey, where do you like to gamble, and like, where are you from, and that kind of stuff? Like, I don't think we have.
As much as we like to. I mean, I don't even know if we like to, but I think our main listener base is gamblers. Really, it's not necessarily locals or people who have any particular love for the city beyond the casinos.
Yeah, and wanting more casinos.
Certainly, there are some locals who listen, and some people who do really just genuinely love Atlantic City. But I think that'll probably be the minority.
Yeah, but gambling is fun. fun to talk
Camping
about.
is awesome. I'm excited to do it.
Yeah, we'll
So
do it in
I'll be there
not
in,
that long, 30 some odd hours.
yeah, like 38 hours I'll be there.
Get
Good.
excited.
Anyway, thank you guys very much for listening to us. If you want to have more feisty discussions and you can't make it on Thursday or Friday, join our Facebook group, facebook.com/group/do for a win. You can find our content at doforawin.com. You can find our podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, TuneIn Radio, and YouTube. You can reach out to Craig on Twitter at doforawin or send them questions at doforawin@gmail.com. Any last words?
No, just really excited to get into Atlantic City. I feel like it is, I won't say overdue because we were there just a couple months ago, but I don't know. I feel like I need it.
Yeah, it's going to be bittersweet for me for sure, just given that I will not be back for, I'd say, at least 6 months after this. So
Yeah, I can only assume that your host at the Tropicana will be waiting for you with a farewell gift and, a nice bottle of champagne or something, congratulating you on the baby.
I am quite sure of that.
Yeah, you're non-existent host at the Tropicana.
Yeah, with my non-existent gift.
Exactly.
All right, so we look forward to seeing those of you on Thursday who are going to be in the city, and for the rest of you, we'll talk to you guys in a couple weeks. I will not listen to that with Andy. That'd be the weirdest thing ever.
Like listening to us talk with Andy.
With someone else.
Yeah.
I would never do that. Ever.